Reverend Dr. Ken Gordon, spiritual leader for Centers for Spiritual Living, coming to you with our fourth and final installment for the month of May in our themes. The month of May is based on spiritual laws and how to use them, and the theme this week is Principle and Precedent, and it's brought to us by Reverend Angelica Taggart from the Center for Spiritual Living in Eureka, California. There are principles that exist in our life that if we follow them will construe, construct, and create a different life for us. When we realize and understand that what we're thinking about is actually creating the mental equivalent we talked about last week and bringing into being our experience, whether it might be an experience of lack or illness or disease, whether it be an experience of hatred, whether it be an experience of anger, it really doesn't matter. The law works in such a way that it only has one answer to whatever we place into it, and that's yes. It doesn't judge what's going on around it. It simply creates the form of our thought into the experience of our life. This is the way that it works, and it's a principle that is infallible and works and operates all the time, which is what a principle is, something that always works the same way. Dr. Holmes says in Living the Science of Mind, when we realize that all the spiritual power there is at our disposal, and that no matter how limited a viewpoint we may have had yesterday with the limitations that follow that viewpoint, today we can increase our field of inward awareness, then we make possible a greater influx of the divine through the human, that is, through our own thinking. He also starts the essay on Principle and Precedent with, all humankind is more or less following the pattern of thought in which it is immersed. What is the world predominantly thinking about at the moment? What are you predominantly thinking about? It must be the way it is because that's the way it's always been. Nothing is written in stone. Just because something always been done a certain way doesn't mean it's the way it should be done now. And then Thomas Troward says, principle is not bound by precedent. And when we realize that all the spiritual power there is at our disposal, we no longer are bound by the old ways of thinking. Look at your life right now, look at the world right now, and understand and appreciate, if you can, that it is the creation of a belief system that we have as individuals and that we have a society that creates the experience. When we believe that war is required, then war will exist. When we believe that disease is required, then disease will exist. When we believe that limitation is required in order for us to have more, then limitation exists. I share that we have and we live in a world that is abundant beyond our dreams. It has an infinite potentiality behind it. A potentiality that can deliver peace, it can deliver prosperity, it can deliver it to every single soul that exists without any stop or block. What we need to do is transform our old way of thinking, our habitual ideas that this is the way it must be. To do this, what we can do is we can contemplate on peace, we can contemplate on the possibility, perhaps, that no one should ever starve, that no one should ever go without water, that no one should ever live in a violent society. When we as a society actually embrace that concept and that idea, it will become the form of our experience and the form of our life. And when that occurs, we will have created a world that works for everyone, and equally as important, it will work for you and me. God bless you. Have a joyous Sunday, and know that you're loved and honored.